My name is James Knoerl. I'm a freelance musician in New York City, and I play drums for Brand of Sacrifice. It was almost a year ago that I met up with Leo and Kyle in New York City to talk about joining the band. They were really interested in chatting with me about it, and I was interested in working with them because I've seen bands and things that Leo and Kyle have done with the After Image and Ascariasis. I've been internet friends with Leo for a bit, so I definitely was aware of the work that he was doing. So what ended up kind of sealing the deal for me was they sent me 2 songs as an audition, and being able to study those songs and kind of learning all the intricacies of how this music is composed and works kind of really made me, the light bulb kind of went off in terms of, oh, this is actually real sick. So when it came to recording Lifeblood, the main issue was really my technical ability. I did not possess any of the chops to really pull off a lot of these parts. So it was just a lot of practicing 10-hour days of boring endurance practice, watching Netflix and just playing double bass and sitting at home with a practice pad and running hand drills. I charted out the songs from easiest to hardest and started with the easiest songs such as Animal, Altered Eyes, and Vengeance. And then I worked my way through to the hardest songs such as Ruin, Mortal Vessel, and Demon King. And this was the plan until COVID happened and my studio shut down and I got a hernia. So I wasn't able to get to my drums for about 2 months. When my studio was back open, I had already been listening to the demos for so long, and I had internalized about everything I could possibly internalize. I wasn't able to get caught up on my feet, but my hands were definitely in a way better place than they were 2 months prior. It was also pretty daunting to not only record the drums to provide a really good performance, but also engineer them in a way that they would sound awesome. And I think we actually achieved that. And I didn't really do anything super crazy. I just used all the stuff I would normally use for a session, minus I used a mesh kick drum head for the bass drum. So that way all the kicks would be out of all the other mics. Everything would be super clean recording. Some of the standouts from the recording were my offbeat Drumco snare. It's a full copper snare drum that sounds awesome. And then the other thing that I think a lot of people have begun to enjoy from the record is my collection of ice bells that had got featured on Animal, which was actually that part, which is funny to me that everyone loves that part because that was like a goofball thing that I threw in the take. This song was honestly the most daunting thing that I had to play on this record. It's the fastest song, and in the programmed drums there was straight blast beats going on, and there was no way I was going to be able to do it the way it was programmed. So I had to kind of figure out a creative way to get the aggression that was expressed in the demo, but also make it humanly possible. So what I landed on was a basic Dirk Verburen blast between my snare drum and my stack. And this was something I had to build up over time in terms of the speed, but the other thing about Ruin in particular that I'm really proud of is a lot of that song is basically improv. Aside from the breakdowns and the blast parts, there's a lot of just fills of me chopping and doing silly drum stuff. And it's also really cool because it kind of adds to the chaos of that section. And then when that chop is done, everyone comes together on the next beat, and I feel like it is more impactful because you go from this mass chaos to a more focused attack, which really works well in that song. My moment of listening to the demos when I realized that this record was going to be sick was the first time I heard Altered Eyes, actually. After hearing Demon King and after hearing Animal and after hearing Ruin and after hearing all these songs and just being like, wow, consistently this stuff sounds sick. So I'm really stoked that through all of 2020 we were able to put together such a really great collection of songs and actually hang out in real life to put the music videos together. The fans have really come through with the support and excitement about the record, so I'm really excited for everyone to check it out.